Okay, let's take a look at our 2x12 stair stringer material. Make sure that you're not using any center cut stair stringer building material. Center cut lumber from the tree, which I went over that in another video. That's lumber that's cut right out of the center of the tree. You're also going to want to avoid large knots. These knots are acceptable as long as they're tight. You can see these knots aren't loose. If they were loose, they would have a little ring around them and you'd be able to push them out. This knot right here isn't really a knot we're looking for. If we have a stair stringer mark cut out of here, this is going to create a weak spot. So again, try to avoid knots like these if possible. Knots in the center, again, could create problems depending on where our stair stringer layout actually hits. Now these spots here are just sap. That's not a big deal. You can actually see where the sap is oozing out right here. This looks like it might have been oozing out from right here. Again, another knot. If we can get knot-free material or smaller knots, smaller the knots the better. And we don't want to get wood that's cupped, which a cup would be a board that would be curved this way, you know, or this way. You'll see a lot of materials cup, especially when it's cut from the center of the tree. And we want our boards to be as straight as possible so that our stair stringers themselves will be straight. So try to avoid having long, when you look down the 2x12, make sure that it's nice and straight in both directions. You know, this way, when you're looking at the stair stringer, make sure that it's not bowing this way, and make sure that it's not curving this way. Now you can also run into a 2x12 that's going to be twisted. That means it would actually be flat at this end, but when I walked over to the other end, and that's assuming that your sawhorses are flat, you would be able to move it. So if these sawhorses are flat, which they are, they're actually on a piece of plywood in a garage. So I would imagine this board is twisted. Now that isn't that bad of a twist. That's something that would be okay, but you can see this one here, I'm not moving it at all. So again, I wanted to show you samples of each. That's why I didn't get perfect material. I wanted to give you an idea of some of the problems you could run into while selecting your lumber or even working with the lumber. So again, look for the best building material can, especially for your stair stringers, because this is the structural part of the stairs. Knots will create weak points if they land in the right spots on our stair stringers.